I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Some of you guys are acting as if you're not paying attention. All right, so maybe this will get your attention. All right, we are on reviewing. Last year, we kind of started the introduction of inequalities. You did some of it over the summer. So again, I really kind of feel like this would be a good little way to end the quarter with kind of, I'd say, it much easier than the last test. So let's take a look at this. All right. Now, section 5 or chapter 5, section 1 is dealing with one-step equations. Section 2 is, section 1 is inequalities with addition and subtraction. Section 2 is inequalities with multiplication and division. And then section 3 has everything mixed up. All right, so we're going to just jump right into section 5-3 as the review because I looked 5-1 and 5-2 are really easy. All right, so I want everybody look up here and let's see if you recall the information. Now, if I were to solve this, all right, we would combine like terms first, which I know you guys are all pretty much experts at this. But for those of you guys who had some issues with the equations, this is a great opportunity to kind of review all the rules. All right. So when we're solving this, we would say 12 plus 10j is less than or equal to 72. Any questions with that? Combining like terms. Then from there, subtracting 12 from both sides, I end up with 10j is less than or equal to 60. And then when you divide both sides by 10, you end up with j is less than or equal to 6. All right. Now, if you recall, less than or equal to requires a solid dot. So you're going to put a solid dot at 6. And then less than would be everything to the what?
Right or left?
Everything to the left. All right, everything to the left. So this is generally how I ask my kids to do it. All right, so they can see. All right. Now, as you become more advanced, we don't really do things on a number line anymore. All right, what we do is you say we're going to write the solution in interval notation. So let me explain to you what interval notation is and look how simple it is. All right. If I continue to the left, where am I going? Negative what? Negative infinity. Very good. So over here is negative infinity. If I go to the right, I'm going to what? Positive infinity. Is everybody with me on this? All right, so that's essentially what's going on the number line. All right. Now, what I need is, instead of using a number line, we're just going to write it in a shorthand notation. All right, the shorthand notation would be from negative infinity all the way to 6. All right, you always read numbers from what? From left to right. So you're starting out at negative infinity, and you're going all the way to 6, and then you're going to stop at 6. Now, when I stop at 6, it's going to be a bracket, not a parentheses. The reason why it's a bracket, you got to listen, it's a bracket because it's equal to. All right? If it was just less than, it would be a parentheses. Everybody with me? All right? You may have any questions with the interval notation. You may have any questions solving that inequality. All right? What?
So the infinity symbol, is that just 2 zeros?
Well, you got it? All right, here we go. Next. All right. Go ahead, combine like terms and solve that real quick. All right, let's see how you're doing. So far, so good? Anybody have an issue with that? So greater than or equal to -4. So I go to -4. Greater than would be in which direction? To the right. All right. Don't forget infinity is over here. Negative infinity is over here. So if I had to write it in interval notation, I would say.
Infinity to -4.
Remember, you always read from left to right.
So -4 to infinity.
That is correct. Bracket, -4, infinity. Can you ever really reach infinity? No. That's why it's a parentheses. All right, that's why it's a parentheses. Yes, ma'am. Sure. Good. What? What? Because -4 is included. -4. Remember, you're reading from left to right. -4 is included, so it's a bracket. All right, I'm going to help you on the next one. This will help. All right. So now this is the one you got to listen to because this is the one where you had to remember something from last year. Bless you. So look, what's 3z minus 15z? So now I have -12z minus 30 is greater than 54. Then I add 30, right? So -12z is greater than 84. Now, remember, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to change all signs. All right? You change the inequality sign. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. All right, I'm going to divide by -12. I'm going to divide by -12. So z is less than -7. All right, now what I was trying to say about changing all the signs is this. Right here, it was negative, correct? Now it's what? It was greater than, now it was positive, now it's, all right. That's what you want. Hopefully you understand what I mean. Multiply or divide by a negative. You change the inequality sign. All right. So now let's graph x is less than -7. So if I'm less than -7, it's going to be an open circle at -7. And the reason why it's open circle is because it does not include -7. It does not include -7. And then I'm going less than. All right? Yes.
Why don't we just have it closed and have
Very good question. Very good question. What's the first number less than -7? Is that the first number less than -7? Tell her. Is that the first number less?
-7.9.
What do you think? What do you think?
-7 point like infinite 0 is 1.
Exactly. Exactly correct. There is no first number less than -7. Because why? Look, let me blow this up and try to show you. There are a whole lot of numbers between -7 and -8. What's the first one? There is no such thing as the first number less than -7, right? That's why it's an open circle. All right, that's why it's an open circle. -8 is not the first number less than -7.
So it's an open circle whenever there's no number.
You mean it's an open circle when there's not an equal to sign. Do you understand that's the equal sign? So that would be the symbol for less than or equal to, which then would cause it to be closed. Because there is no equal sign, it is not closed. You agree? All right, so the interval notation here would just be -infinity to -7. Notice both are parentheses this time. Both are parentheses. Any issues? All right, let's try the next one. So again, -n minus 3 less than 23. -n less than 26. Everybody good? So n is what? Greater than, n is greater than negative 26. All right, so if n is greater than negative 26, there is no numbers on this number line, so here's how we do to fix that. We make a mark, put the answer and its opposite. So negative 26 and 26. Are we good with that? And then we said that the answer was greater than negative 26, open circle, going to the right. Do you have any issues with that?
So I just have a question. So like, if it's greater than equal to, that you have a closed circle, and
Exactly.
if it's less than equal to, it's a closed circle, and then the other two.
Yes. If there's an equal to sign, it's a solid dot. If it's not equal to, it's a open. That's how simple it is.
Does the dot,
The ampersand.
Shh.
if it's an open dot, does that mean there's only parentheses and not?
That's right. That's exactly right.
So it's so you switch the sign from less than to greater because
You
you switch them.
you multiplied by negative. Yes. Wow, you guys were saying the same thing over and over. Listen to what everybody else is saying. Right? If it's this, guys, or this, it's open circle. If it's this or this, it's closed. Equal means closed, including. All right, so now my solution, negative 26 to infinity. That's interval notation. Everybody good?
Anything parentheses? Not brackets.
Why is it in parentheses? Good. All right, here we go. Now instead of distributing, I can do what first? What can I do first? Yeah, divide, right? Because it's attached with multiplication. Does everybody agree? So I'm dividing by negative 9. Do I need to change the sign? Yes. Whenever you multiply or divide by negative, you change the sign. So we're going to write Q plus 3 greater than negative 5. Everybody good with that?
Why do you divide instead of just dividing?
Because it's quicker.
But if you did multiply,
If you did,
you get the same answer.
of course. All right, of course. Because don't you agree? Look how simple this problem is. Q is greater than negative 8. Don't you agree? I saved myself a bunch of time. Yeah, that's all. All right, so now let's graph. Q is greater than negative 8. Open circle at negative 8. Going to the right. Interval notation would be that's it. Yes, sir.
Does the number always come before the infinity?
No, don't try to make generalizations like that. Remember, you always read numbers from what? Left to right. You with me?
So
You always read. So if it's a less than, you're going to start with negative infinity. All right, here we go. Let's try one more over here. What am I doing here? Divide by negative 5, so that's going to do, yep. So x plus 2 is,
less than negative 3.
so final answer, x,
Less than. Or less than.
x is less than negative 5. All right. So find negative 5, open circle, and now I'm going less than. So now my interval notation is
Negative parentheses.
thank you very much. Perfect. Everybody agree? All right. Let's do 2 more. See how we're doing. How do I get rid of 1/2? So I have x plus 4 is less than or equal to 20. Do I have to change the sign? No. So x now is 16. So here's negative 16. Here's 16. Open or closed? Going to the... Am I going to the left? Yes, because it's less than, right? So interval notation. Any issues with that? And like I said, if you're good with equations, this is pretty good. Plus, the only thing you have to do is you just have to remember multiplying divided by negative changes the sign.
Why do you have a parentheses and then the box?
Come on. Parentheses is always for infinity. Bracket for if it's equal to. Come on, guys. All right, let's do one more. How do I solve 3/4? Multiply by 4/3. Thank you. So I'm going to put 4/3 here. I'm going to put 4/3 here. Thank you very much. X plus 3 less than or equal to 12. And so now what?
It's 9.
Thank you very much. Less than or equal to 9. All right. So now what kind of solid dot at 9, correct? Going where? Left. Thank you. So interval notation. Anybody have any issues? All right, does anybody see how interval notation is much better than doing a number line? Much shorter, easier to understand, in my opinion. You're not writing all these little silly things. So we will be transitioning into only interval notation. All right. You need the number line because occasionally it comes up on, an ERB question or something along those lines. Everybody with me? All right. So now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish this up on Monday. I'm going to work through as much as I can on Monday. For those of you guys who are, listen to me. Your parents, seriously, I get emails all the time now about, I told you they're concerned about you. All right. So I'm trying to give you extra practice. All right. So we're going to finish this worksheet up on Monday. All right. And then we're going to do some reviewing on Tuesday. Then we're going to have our final test on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we're going to SATs. And then Friday, there's no school. And then the following week is a short week, and I have to go to Washington, D.C. All right? So as I'm at Washington, D.C., you guys will be working on some IXL. I think that is going to be really good. All right? And it'll be kind of stress-free. All right, for the most part. All you got to do is whoever's in here, just tell them you got it. You guys are great. I don't have anything to worry about. You'll take care of it. Now, to address Wednesday's test, because we have no school tomorrow, I'm going to try to assign you some work for tomorrow. All right? Now, the work that I'm going to assign is going to be IXL, and I'm going to allow it to be extra credit. All right? I'm going to allow it to be extra credit. Some of you guys, listen to me. Our borderline AB. All right? So every little bit could push you over the edge a little bit. All right? Now, some of this we did over the summer, the inequalities. That's why some of you are going, I think this is kind of fresh. It is kind of fresh because we did some. All right, now it's not hard because you just had the what? You just had the explanation, plus you're a lot wiser now with how to solve equations. You know more. All right? But what I want to do now is I want everybody to open their iPads and get on IXL real quick. All right? And if I am not mistaken, all right, well, I'm not. I want everybody to go to the Algebra 1 and then K. Exactly. Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do is K1 through 11. That's what we're responsible for. Now, I know some of them we already have at 80%. I want you to try to get to 90%. All right? Now, I'm going to give you 1 point extra credit for every one that you get to 90. All right? Now, when does that due? That is not due until I grade your test, and then I'm going to look at your score and give you plus whatever you got to 90. Put your hand down. So again, I'm not saying it has to be done today or tomorrow, but I think if you spread your time out, if you did 30 minutes a day, you'd be in good shape. All right, it'd be no trouble at all. All right? Now, I'm telling some of your parents, some of you guys need to work just a little bit more or a little bit extra. All right? Some of you guys are, setting the chart or setting the bar super high. So I'm not as worried about those of you guys who already have your A+. I'm trying to hit the kids now that are, B+, might want to squeak out an A-. Now listen to me. Your grade for the 9 weeks your semester grade is an average. Does everybody understand that? So even if you make a B, you can still make an A for the semester. Does everybody understand that? All right, I'm sure you guys do. All right. So now, for the rest of the time in class, I just want you to try to work that out. All right, K1 through K11. K1 through K11. All right, you got plenty of time.